Welcome back to the show, folks. I am Andrew Mietrich, your host, diving into the stories that shake the world and stir your soul. Today, we are hitting hard with two explosive topics from Eastern Europe that scream urgency and resilience in the face of chaos. First up, imagine thousands of young Poles swapping beach towels for rifles this summer, all in the name of defending their homeland, and the government is paying them for it. You will not believe the grit these kids are showing amid rising threats. Then shift gears to a lone Austrian farmer in Ukraine, battling bombs and bullets to keep his land alive, feeding thousands while war rages on. These are not just headlines, they are heart-pounding tales of survival and defiance that could echo right to your doorstep. Why are we covering this? Because in a world teetering on the edge, knowledge is your armor. Stick around, like this video if it fires you up, subscribe to stay ahead of the storm, and let us unpack this madness together. Trust me, by the end, you will be questioning everything you thought you knew about courage and crisis. Here we go, no holding back. And now, listen carefully, because these stories hit close to home, revealing how ordinary people are thrust into extraordinary battles. You see the pattern, right? Nations arming up, individuals fighting on, all while the world watches. What do you think? Is this the new normal? Comment below. Just imagine that for a second, your vacation turning into a war drill, or your farm into a fortress. It is terrifying, yet inspiring. Stay with us as we dive deep. Your time matters, so we will spend focused minutes on each, packing in the truth you need, because even if these seem distant, tomorrow they might change your life. Let us begin with the fire in Poland. Let us talk about Poland's bold move to arm its youth through a voluntary military training program that is turning summer breaks into boot camps. Nearly 10,000 young Poles, mostly aged 18 to 20, are signing up for the Vacation with the Army initiative, a 27-day grind where they learn shooting, tactics, field survival, and air defense basics. The government foots the bill and even pays participants about €1,400 each, handing out military ranks at the end. Recruits can then choose to pursue a full career in the forces or join the reserves. This surge comes as Poland ramps up defenses, bordering volatile spots like Belarus, Russia, and war-torn Ukraine. Prime Minister Donald Tusk announced in March 2025 that by 2027, the program will expand to train 100,000 volunteers yearly, building a massive reserve force. Currently, around 35,000 go through similar trainings annually, but demand is skyrocketing with 90,000 applications in recent years. Some drop out early from the intense physical and mental demands, but many push through, motivated by patriotism and the ongoing conflict next door. Weekend sessions and school programs are also popping up to prepare even more civilians. The training includes handling weapons, first aid, and strategy, all in real army units. Participants live in barracks, follow strict schedules, and emerge with a sense of duty. Media reports highlight the high loads causing early exits, yet the program's popularity grows amid security fears. Tusk's plan aims for widespread readiness, drawing from models like Switzerland's. By 2027, this could create a 500,000-strong reserve, bolstering NATO's eastern flank. It is part of broader efforts, including nuclear access talks, to deter aggression. Volunteers come from all walks, but youth dominate, seeing it as a path to service or skills. And now, listen carefully because this Polish boot camp story hits me right in the gut, folks. It is outrageous how a nation has to turn vacation time into war prep just to sleep at night. You see the pattern, right? These kids, barely out of high school, sweating through drills while their peers elsewhere sip cocktails on beaches, all because Russia's aggression in Ukraine is spilling fear across borders. What do you think? Is this bravery or desperation? I say it is both, and it boils my blood that young lives are being hardened like this so early. Just imagine that for a second, an 18-year-old trading flip-flops for combat boots paid a pittance to face potential hell, while politicians pat themselves on the back. Here is where it gets even worse. Some quit after days, shattered by the load, yet the government pushes for 100,000 by 2027, like they are stocking an arsenal of human shields. Let me repeat that, 100,000 souls primed for conflict in a Europe that is supposed to be at peace. It is ironic, is it not? Vacation with the army sounds fun until you realize it is code for survival training in a tinderbox world. This is not just training, it is a wake-up call screaming we are on the brink, and it terrifies me for their future. The sarcasm hits hard when you think of sunbathing swapped for sniper lessons, all voluntary yet driven by dread. Outrageous that youth must prepare for war instead of dreams. Concern grips me, folks, because if Poland is doing this, who is next? Your country. It stirs deep worry, mixed with admiration for their resolve. But at what cost to innocence? Comment below your thoughts, because this madness demands discussion. Let us talk about Thomas Brunner, an Austrian who arrived in Ukraine in the early 2000s as a marketer, but soon pivoted to farming, founding AgroPlus 2006 in the Cherkasy region. He built a thriving pig farm, employing locals and feeding thousands amid Ukraine's fertile lands. Despite the full-scale Russian invasion in 2022, Brunner fled briefly with his family by car to safety but returned, determined to keep operations running. He views Ukraine as his second homeland, overcoming wartime challenges like supply disruptions, bomb threats, and economic strain. Brunner emphasizes the need to work through difficulties, pushing forward to sustain his business and support the community. His farm, started in 2006, focuses on pig breeding without antibiotics since 2011, importing sows from Austria and using organic methods. Even as war rages, he participates in aid efforts and online forums, sharing how conflict impacts farming while adapting to new realities. Brunner evacuated his daughters and grandchildren to Germany for safety, but chose to stay, rebuilding and maintaining jobs. His story underscores resilience, with the farm surviving despite the invasion's devastating toll on Ukraine's agricultural sector. The company, System Timoshivka LLC AgroPlus 2006, employs advanced techniques for healthy pigs. Brunner from Lambach, Austria, drew on family farming roots to succeed here. Media spotlights his antibiotic-free approach as innovative. Amid war, he faces risks like shelling near Cherkasy, yet persists, aiding locals with food and employment. This highlights foreign investors' commitment to Ukraine, bolstering economy under fire. Oh man, Thomas Brunner's tale as this Austrian farmer defying war in Ukraine just rips at my heartstrings, folks. It is a mix of inspiration and sheer outrage that someone has to fight bombs with barns. You will not believe this. A guy swaps marketing suits for muddy boots, builds a pig empire feeding tens of thousands, only for Russia to turn his paradise into a battlefield. And now, listen carefully, he flees in terror with his family in 2022, dodging chaos by car, but hauls back because quitting is not in his blood. What do you think? Is he a hero or just stubborn? I say hero, but it infuriates me that war forces good people like him to become survivors instead of just farmers. Here is where it gets even worse. His daughters and grandkids huddle in Germany while he risks it all in Cherkasy, bombs echoing as he rebuilds. Just imagine that for a second, feeding a nation amid explosions, clinging to Ukraine as a second home while the world watches passively. Let me repeat that. He is not just farming. He is warring against despair, and the sarcasm hits hard when Green Deal talks mix with grenade blasts. This man's grit exposes the tragedy, and it concerns me deeply for every soul caught in this endless nightmare. The irony of organic pigs in a toxic war zone boils my blood. Outrage that a peaceful pursuit turns perilous, yet he pushes on, embodying defiance. It stirs profound worry, mixed with awe at his resolve. Comment below if this moves you, because stories like his demand we pay attention. We live in an era where borders blur and threats loom larger by the day, folks, and stories like Poland's youth arming up or Thomas Brunner battling war on his farm remind us that inaction is not an option anymore. These tales are not distant echoes, they are alarms blaring that your world could flip tomorrow, so arm yourself with truth. If this episode ignited something in you, smash that like button, subscribe right now to fuel our fight for real talk in a fake news flood. You are not just watching, you are joining a tribe of the informed, the outraged, the ready. We thrive on your energy, keeping this channel raw and relentless against the chaos. Tomorrow brings fresh fire, more shocks, deeper dives that could reshape how you see everything. Stay locked in, because missing out means falling behind in a game where knowledge saves lives. Hit subscribe, share with a friend who is blind to this, and let us build this community stronger. Your click is not support, it is a stand against the storm. See you soon, stay vigilant, and remember, in this madness, we are in it together. What do you think about these heroes? Comment below. Just imagine if we all had that grit. It inspires yet warns of dark times. Keep watching for more.